Oh, hey. I forgot what I was doing. This is Rebecca, and we're here to talk about 5 mistakes that keep you fat that don't have anything to do with food. But I wanted to show you my little Stevie, my rescue dog. I've had him a month now, and when I first found him, he was so scrawny and underfed. I could pick him up real easy, and now it's hard. So say hi, Stevie. And now this is one of his favorite toys. Okay, run and play. Speaking of something that'll help you lose weight that has nothing to do with food, get a dog that wants to go for a walk every day, and that'll work. So I'm Rebecca Marina Messenger, and I'm now going to tell you 5 things. There's actually a whole bunch, and I may go into some of them, but one of the very first things that doesn't have anything to do with food or a type of diet that will keep you fat forever, because I had one of these, is a gatekeeper. Can you read that? You know, I always have trouble with these flashcards. A gatekeeper. Now, what is that? Well, a gatekeeper can be a person. It can be a spirit. It can be a belief. It can be something, a belief like a protection mechanism, like, oh my goodness, I better stay fat because if I lose weight, then men or women are going to be attracted to me, and I'm afraid I'm going to become a sex maniac. So anyway, that's one big gatekeeper. Gatekeepers can be from past lives. You could have been in a starvation lifetime. Anything could have happened that caused you to just find it impossible. If you tried everything to lose weight and nothing worked, of course, there could be something organically wrong with you, but very likely you have a big, fat gatekeeper, and I'll drink to getting rid of it. How about that? I was wondering, what if I become known as the wine drinking spiritual teacher? Only this is water. Too early for wine. Jesus did drink it every day. Okay, so a gatekeeper can keep you prisoner. Now, there can be gatekeepers about all kind of things in your life, and it's usually a different gatekeeper. So now, how is a gatekeeper like self-sabotage? Well, a gatekeeper is stronger than self-sabotage, because a really good gatekeeper who's doing their job, which is very detrimental, won't let you get to what's sabotaging you. So that's one thing, has nothing to do with food. Now, this next thing has a little bit to do with food, but not like any kind of diet. Now, every spiritual advisor, beginning with Anwar from Atlantis, my Pleiadian friends, and now I've been having conversations with the 72 genie of the first 12 hours of creation of man according to the Nuctemeron. And they say, guess what? You take too big of bites. Too big of bites. And what am I talking about? Well, when I first got this information, I actually was eating, and this guy from Atlantis, Anwar, says, I got food here too. This is left over from my breakfast. I eat a little gluten-free concoction every morning. So I had like this much on my fork. And Anwar says, Rebecca, take 3/4 of that off your fork. Like this. No, more. More like this. See that? And I said, why? And he said, well, for one thing, Your food does not get a chance to be masticated well because there's so much of it. And for another thing, it's not mixing well with the enzymes in your mouth. And you're not getting that feeling of satisfaction because you have this enormous wad in your mouth. And it actually propagates the feeling of lack because you're so desperately putting it in your mouth. And because your mouth is so full, it causes you to swallow large amounts of air because you're trying to get breath around all this enormous mouthful of food. Not to mention, you look disgusting to people watching you eat. Have you ever been in a restaurant and, I'm sorry, men, but it's usually men who do this. They just open their mouth and put this enormous, it looks like half the hamburger goes in there. And then if they talk to you with food in their mouth, it's just awful. But it's unhealthy. And guess what? I'll drink to breaking that habit. Now, what's another thing? Another thing is not being fully present with your food. Not being fully present with your food. Now, what does that mean? That means maybe you're watching TV and you're just mindlessly putting things in your mouth. Maybe you're nervous. When you're nervous, honey, don't eat because your stomach is not going to receive it well. But not being fully present with your food, you don't appreciate it, you don't smell it, you don't bless it, very likely, and you just wind up not even knowing what you ate. Did I eat that? No, no way, it wasn't me. And then, this is number 4. By the way, I have way more than 5, but I'm not going to tell you all of them. It's not taking enzymes. Now, if you cook your food, Dad, no enzymes, how are you going to digest it? As you age, your enzyme bank depletes. Did you know that one reason that teenagers can eat a whole bunch of stuff and not gain that much weight is, of course, their metabolism is higher, but they still have a nice bank of enzymes. Even in the early 20s, your enzymes are almost depleted, especially if you're eating a lot of processed food. So what you want is a broad spectrum of enzymes, not just protease for protein or lipase for fat, but get something that will digest everything, and get a good brand, the best brand that you can afford, because not only do you need enzymes to digest your food, you need enzymes for your organs as well. So that's another thing. And then number 5 is ignoring your lymphatic system. These are 5 mistakes that will keep you fat no matter what you do, that don't really have anything to do with food or what you're eating. So your lymphatic system is like the sewer. It's constantly cleansing your body. Now, your lymphatic system doesn't have a pump, so it depends on deep breathing. It depends on like using a rebounder. Jumping up and down is very helpful. Hard exercise is not that beneficial for your lymphatic system, but deep breathing is very beneficial. Jumping up and down is very beneficial, and dry brushing rocks. So here's the problem. You probably know all kind of things you could do to lose weight and to become slim. If you're like most folks, you know more about diets and this and that and nutrition than the general public? Because if you're watching this, I'm assuming that you're wanting to know more about what's keeping me fat. Well, I'm having a class. I have way more information than I can give you just here in this broadcast. So I'm having a class coming up real soon. There'll be a link here where you can read about it and decide if it's for you. In this class, the number one thing we're going to do is not going to talk about another diet, and I'll drink to that too. Just water, but it'd be nice if it was wine. Yeah, wine and weight loss. Yeah. Anyway, I lost my train of thought. I got so off on the wine thing. In the class, the number one thing we're going to have to do is find who your gatekeeper is. Now, this is not likely that you have a gatekeeper around your weight if you're only 2 pounds overweight. If you're only 2 pounds overweight, take a good colon cleanser. By the way, that's one thing we forget to do. Finding your gatekeeper. What is it? Is it a past life incident? Is it your father, your mother's nagging voice from your past? Is it a belief that you have that you're afraid to be seen? What is it for you? Now, this is not something you have to guess about. I am a professional when it comes to finding your gatekeeper, and I will guide you through the process of finding out what yours is. Now, what's the use of finding out what it is if we can't banish it and transform the energy of it? That's what we do. So that's number one thing that we're going to be doing in this class that's coming up. And then we're going to go over all kind of techniques and also help you choose some kind of plan. You know, eating less, just doing the less on the fork trick, you're going to eat less. And when you eat less, you're going to lose some. But if you don't have any kind of plan to go by, you're kind of rudderless. And it would be a lot more beneficial if you had some kind of proven plan. I'll be going over some of those. Now, does it mean you need to do it forever and ever? No, but it means you need to do it until you get certain addictions under control. Number one addiction is white sugar and carbohydrates, unhealthy carbohydrates. But we'll go into all that in class. And the class will be small. Every time I teach one, I teach it several times, same topic, so that I can pay lots of attention to the students who are in. And this is a teleclass, so it doesn't matter where you live. And one thing that is new that I've never done in a class setting before is help you create a magical servant that's dedicated to you and to helping you to remember to take your enzymes, to remember the plan that you've chosen without nagging. And why? How does that happen? Because they're going to inspire you. You know, when you feel inspired, you feel this surge of energy and you feel like doing it. You know why you don't exercise? You don't feel like it. But what if you had this magical servant dedicated only to you that would help you feel inspired to do it all? So why can't we just get an angel to do that for us? Well, we could. I ask angels to do things all the time. However, we want somebody, honey, this is hardcore, right? We want somebody that's dedicated just to you. Nobody else. And most angels, they have this big job to do for God and all that, and they squeeze you in. So, and by the way, I'll drink to angels too. Here we go. So, What else are we going to do? Oh, this magical servant, when I teach you how to create one for that purpose, you could use the same technique and create one for any other purpose. You don't want to use your weight loss guru servant to be going and bringing you money. We need to create, I'll have another class on that, but to give you the inspiration and the encouragement and the belief in you. And you might say, that sounds crazy. How could we create a magical servant? Well, the reality that you have, believe it or not, you created your weight condition for some kind of purpose. You created even watching this video. You created everything, and with the right instructions, we can create this magical servant. It's been done many, many times. There's books on it. However, if this feels good to you, I invite you to click the link you'll see in the video and down below in the description. Read about the class. You know what you need to do? See if it feels good to your heart. If it feels good to your heart, do it. Now, if you feel like you can stick with just the things that I've told you today all by yourself, then please do it. As a matter of fact, just doing one of them, just taking 3/4 of the food off your fork is going to help you tremendously. Taking enzymes with every meal is going to help you. Cleansing your colon is going to help you. Being fully present with your food is going to help you. Paying attention to your lymphatic system is going to help you. So, if you like this kind of information, subscribe. And by the way, some of you probably have some more suggestions. If you'd like to leave them in the comment, I'm happy to have my viewers read your comments too. And I look forward to seeing you soon in another video. And I'll be giving you another update on Stevie, my little rescue puppy. He's getting so heavy I can't hardly pick him up. So, this is Rebecca Marina Messenger. I wish you love. I wish you to be eternally slim. God bless. See you soon.